Hey, how you doing? So, Camille, I'm going to watch your landing page for a second and then I'll give you instantly feedback and hopefully you can take this feedback the right way and improve or do whatever you want with it, but hopefully improve your landing page. So, okay, Profitron for e-commerce. So this is definitely not enough of a good first header because it doesn't really tell me anything about what Profitron does. So when the Google search engine comes into your landing page and indexes this, or when a user comes here, they want to see some kind of addressing the big elephant in the room, if you know what I mean. And that is usually, a problem that your tool will address and will solve. In your H2, usually you give a little bit more insight into how your tool solves that problem, whether it's, with, using a lot of data, just making it super simple, or anything of that kind. So, price discovery with automated split testing. We find sweet spots for selling at the maximum volume at the highest margin. So Profitron for e-commerce, here, instead of saying that, you should say something. Maximize your return your ROI on any e-commerce store or something like that. Start now, learn more. So the image here on your right is definitely missing something. And what is missing is it doesn't really show me what Profitron is, right? It's a nice image that shows me people that are grabbing money from a tree. That makes no sense, right? It's a nice image that inspires people and they like, oh, I can grow money, but it's definitely not a good image for, giving users an idea of what your product does at all, right? So, two call to actions, very well made because you use a color that stands out. And then the secondary call to action, I assume it's just gonna scroll. So let's see. Yep, it scrolls down. So there's no need to have learn more because people scroll down no matter what. So what we do, our job is to maximize your shop's profits. We align your prices, we use split testing, customize your shop unique situation. And then what? So is there a third step? I like when there's like 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. So we align your prices, we use split testing, and then you make more money, right? That should be the third one. The Profitron dashboard gives you oversight over prices, price test, and performance. Okay, so this is a screenshot of your product, and there's a description of what this screenshot shows me. So it's like A/B testing and split testing, like you said, all seamlessly integrated with your e-commerce platform. Okay, so at this point you could say, first of all, how much is this gonna cost me, right? This is what the users think. They're like, okay, so you're gonna do all this, but how much is it gonna cost me? Another thing they're gonna ask is, okay, who else uses this? And show me some case studies that show that they have made money using this tool. So these are two things that are probably missing on your landing page. Then you have a method that shows how your tool works. So the method usually, this is a good way to break it down, 1, 2, 3, like I said earlier. That's really good. So people read and they're like, first we find out the optimal price are above or below your current ones. How do you do that? Instead of having a random SVG of like magnifying glass, why don't you give a little bit more information? How do you do that? You have an engine that crawls the web. Give me a little bit more information here. And maybe show me an image of your product while doing that. And then optimization. We shift your prices towards peak profitability. Make sure you leave nothing on the table. Great. That sounds good. Are there rules? How does that work? Can I set rules to have a maximum, a minimum, a percentage, like a multiplier? And then maintenance, we keep your prices optimal and responsive to how the market evolves. Okay, that's cool. So you basically crawl across the web and then adjust. Okay. Need more answers? See our FAQ section. So then you hit me with the pricing. So finally, I know there's a free trial, a standard, and a premium. And then there's a button. I don't really know what this does. The call to action here are always the same here, right? I mean, amongst these two. So maybe you want to say start now, or this one is like try free, and this one is start now, right? And then you want to maybe highlight what are the features that people are using and that make this plan worth for the people, right? Because obviously this one is more expensive. There must be a reason, but I don't see any benefits listed as to why I should choose this one over this one. So then this button, I have no idea what it does. And then finally show me that you integrate with these tools. I would totally move this at the top. I would move it maybe even here. Profitron for e-commerce, some better explanation on H1 and H2, a product image here, and then it works with 1, 2, 3 platforms. Then you explain, the problem that you're trying to solve, which is this, good. And then the method, how you're gonna do it with more information. Finally, you redo your pricing. And I like that you have a little inline form so people can decide to get in touch with you and start a business, start doing stuff. So that's pretty cool. You have a tiny little footer. There's no Twitter contact, about me, about us. I don't know who's behind this product. No terms of service. So you might want to add this here. It's always good to have, better early than later. And then this button up here, I didn't even notice it. So it doesn't even follow me. So maybe you want to make it follow you so you have a constant call to action, because right now you only have one. I count this as one, and then you have like the ones here. And now, okay, I will click on this button because I have no idea what it does. So let's do it. Okay. So here I put revenue for my e-shop. So e-commerce 144, and I have 59% margin, and you basically give me a range of how much more money you can make me by adjusting prices dynamically. Great idea. That's a good little thing that you could, you could make a little bit more obvious by having a better call to action and maybe some text that says, want to know how much money we can make you? Click here, right? That would make more sense. So let me refresh. What was it? Calculated expected ROI. Okay, so this is, it makes sense now that I've clicked on it, but before it was a little bit vague because, I know it's e-commerce ROI, but maybe you want to be more descriptive and give a little bit of information as an H3 and H4. So hopefully, this information made sense. You can follow me on Twitter if you enjoyed this video. That I would appreciate that. And I also made a Patreon account if you want to have a more in-depth video made for your landing page, or later on in time when your product launches and you have more users. Feel free to reach out, and I hope that this was useful to you. Other than that, have a great evening or afternoon or morning, and I'll talk to you on Indie Hackers. Thanks for watching.